rich are you? How rich are you? You're wealthy. Very abundant. You know, what does that mean? What does rich mean?
You don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry. Is it money? Could be. Yeah, a little. Is it having fun? Yeah. I had fun last week. I wasn't here. Huh? Heckling. See, I actually didn't notice I was gone because it was during the week. I was here last Sunday. I was at Unity Village in Kansas City for Unity's annual convention. And we did have fun. And at the end, you'll see a little treat. We did a flash mob thing. It's my first flash mob. I'm Richard Flash Mob. Yeah. Yes. Rich can be in your health, yes? I remember in my other church, yes, there was a church before you. I did 3 series on Catherine Ponder's books. Are you familiar with Catherine Ponder?
Yes.
She is the prosperity empress, correct?
Yes.
And somebody walks in and says, oh, I'm a Catherine Ponder student. I'm on that person like glue, okay? Because I know they get it if they've been studying Catherine Ponder. And Catherine goes through how prosperity has shown up in the Bible over and over again. You know, Abraham, prosperous. Moses, prosperous. You know, all of these people prosperous beyond measure. Joseph. And the prosperity as we went through, I talked about health. I talked about relationships. I talked about freedom, emotional, spiritual freedom. And then once out of like a 5 to 7 week series, I would talk about the T word. What is the T word? Tithing. At our annual meeting. So I did this 3 times, right? I spoke about tithing 3 times in about, 3, 4 months, 4 or 5 months, whatever. Do the math, I can't. Process. And during the Q&A, one of our more supportive members who believed in tithing, he raised his hand and he said, you know, I just did my income taxes. And I realized that I gave less this past year than the year before. And I was wondering why. And I realized it's because you talked about money so much. And I was puzzled by this, and I said, you know, I'm confused. I'm sad to hear you say that, and I'm confused. And truly, you know, I'm disappointed that I did not communicate well. So I took responsibility, so that you did not hear when I spoke about richness in relationships, that you know, that you could not hear when I spoke about richness in your physical well-being. And that all you heard was tithing. And he came up to me after the meeting, and he said, I don't know what got into me to make that statement, and I'm sorry. And I said, you know, isn't this a wonderful opportunity for you to look at what came up for you? You know, and when we talk about riches, I mean, I took this illustration, and I'm sorry that I wasn't looking at my phone and Facebook earlier in the evening last night, because a lot of people were posting this picture. This is from Claire DeJesus. She put this photo up, and I grabbed this one. Is that not riches? I mean, And so I thought, well, maybe it's not too late. And I went out, and no, it was already too late to see it myself. But that to me is true riches. We do live in an abundant universe. And Wallace D. Wattles wrote 7 books, one of which is The Science of Getting Rich. And he says that there's a certain way of doing things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. And he says about the first 3 chapters, but he didn't tell you what that certain way is. I'm not going to make you wait 3 chapters. And he also says everybody has the right to be rich. Everybody has the right to be rich. And that's a new concept for a lot of people. Because as you drive through some of our slums or rural poverty, you go, well, what is it, especially if you're Unity, you slip into the metaphysical malpractice. I wonder what it is in their consciousness that drew that to them, right? I still remember, who was she? She was some official's wife. We were at an interfaith gathering in Boston. She was giving the keynote to us. And she said, well, I took my children through Boston while we're on this trip. And, we drove through some of the lower income areas. And I wanted them to see how fortunate they were and how by the grace of God, we have our abundance. And it was like I said, an interfaith group, and there's some of us sitting with our nails digging into the table. It's like, that's not the will of God. And why are you showing your children what, they are just so lucky that they're not experiencing? Because richness is for everyone. Wallace Wattles hit it right on the head with the nail. So there are a couple of quotations that he gave that really resonated with me, and I want to share them with you this morning, and we'll do it. Let's see how we. Okay. So my animation didn't work. Okay, so he went through certain steps. So the first thing is you need to be specific. You need to have a clear vision. And this comes up in the quotations I'm going to share, but I'm giving you the cliff notes right here. It needs to be positive and affirmative, what you do want to see, not what you don't want to see. And most of you here, you've heard this mantra before. It's whatever that noun is, whatever your purpose is, the universe is going to hear that. So if you say, I don't want something, as soon as that noun comes out, I don't want to be poor, universe hears what? Poor, right? Okay. And the specificity, I want a nice house. If you were to hire a contractor and he says, well, what do you want from me? Your home, and you say, I want a nice house. Is that helpful? No. Whose definition of a nice house? Very specific. Positive. You need to have faith. Faith comes with it. This is science. It's for anything that you want in your life. Just have faith that it's going to come. And as you get clear and you go and repeat that to yourself and you step into the energy of what you want. What would the person who already has this be thinking? What would they be saying? What would they be doing? A strong desire. And part of that strong desire is putting feet on it. And I saw a posting on Facebook, and it had to do with, it's not enough to pray. And it was the aftermath of the slayings in Orlando. It's not enough to pray. You have to take action. You can't just sit back and say, I'm going to pray to God, and that's going to change everything. Well, there's certain things that you can do. And then, of course, apply the power of purpose and will. And as part of that will, it's not willing other people to do something, because that is not your responsibility or right. Because other people are going to do what other people are going to do, and that is their path. It is not your path. And as you get clear and get a specific, clear vision and positive and have the faith and the strong desire, so what happens to your energy? Just going through that list, what do you experience with your energy? Does it shift? Yes. And then applying power of your purpose and will, that's for yourself. And when you do that, what happens to the energy around you? It shifts. And what do you become? You become a magnet. You become a magnet for good. So there might be someone who you really wish would change, and for some reason they don't see the wisdom of changing. However, as you shift your energy and you follow the science of getting rich for yourself, you will notice that because of your energetic blueprint or print in the world, that everyone and everything around you shifts. And those people that needed to change, they will either change or they will disappear from your life, or their influence over your life will lessen. Do you get that? It truly is a science. It truly is a science. And you know, there was a time that science was part of Unity's name. However, we changed it because it was too close to another faith tradition. Okay, so we became Unity, simply Unity. But we had the science in our name because there is a science to this work that we do. All right, so here's the two quotations, like I said. This one, this is all from Wallace D. Wallace, as I said, The Science of Getting Rich. The picture of your desires, held with faith and purpose, is taken up by the formless and permeates it to great distances throughout the universe. And then he adds, "Well, I know, but I believe that's true." You know, it is this abundant universe, and it is up to us to break through our own limited understanding and beliefs. Remember when the feeding of the 5,000? Remember, and there were only a few loaves of bread? And what did Jesus do at the beginning? You know, he said, okay, so what you got? I am going to rewrite the Bible. At least the four Gospels. Don't you like my translation better? Yeah, what you got? All right. And people came forward with the fish and the loaves of bread, correct? What is the first thing that Jesus did? He took a loaf of bread and he did what? He broke it. Right? So what does that do? What does that do? What did I just do? No? Okay. So what does bread stand for? What is bread? It's substance. You know, when we look at the Christmas story, Bethlehem means substance. You know, and that's where we went to have the birth of the new consciousness. Bread is substance. It's your beliefs. So what do you do in order to attract abundance into your life? If this is your old belief system, what do you need to do? You need to break it. And that's what Jesus did. And then what happened? You know, whether or not truly there was suddenly, miraculously, manifestation of bread and more fish to feed the multitude. Or whether people were saying, oh, yeah, I guess a little extra here, and they bring it out to share. Doesn't matter. See, I believe it's possible that Jesus could have manifested the food to feed the multitude without people looking under their cloaks or having that shift in their own consciousness that I can share. I don't have to hold on to it. That's one of the things also that Swaddles talks about. We're not in competition, and if you go into increasing your own abundance in any way through competition, that when you have, someone has not, then it's not going to work. And yes, for some people, they plug into the principles just long enough that they have wealth. And you'll see that there are some that do not seem to have a consciousness that is in alignment with God. And yet they are wealthy. In all, they're wealthy in their finance, they're wealthy in their health. They seem to be wealthy in relationships. So how come, then you look at their consciousness and you wonder about, well, excuse me, but I'm practicing, why aren't I there? Yeah, actually that is if you go into that place, a victim, okay? But that wealth is temporary, and it perhaps serving a purpose that we don't see, so that it is there to serve you and it's there to serve the greater good, even if that is not the consciousness of the individual. Okay, and the formless. I mean, you've seen photos of the universe. I almost went hunting for it, but I figured you can image it. The Milky Way. Have you ever seen the Milky Way? Truly getting away from the artificial lights and to see the Milky Way and the awesomeness of our universe. When I went to Alaska, there's no light pollution there, because there are practically no people there, right? And to be outside and to see the immensity and the unlimitedness of our universe. And that's what we have to draw upon. Yeah, so it's the formless, and it permeates to great distances. I mean, it can you imagine alternative or parallel universes? Can you imagine that there's someone standing on a stage right now saying, I'd like $1 million, and somehow $1 million from here goes across? It is without limit. It truly is. So as the impression spreads, and this is why we need the clarity, so that imprint is there. If a cement truck were to come down the road to your house and were to unload all the cement, what would happen? It comes to the base of your driveway and just dumps it out. What would happen? It would kind of spread out, wouldn't it? However, if you had a form there to receive that cement, it would stay within that form. Excuse me. I still remember when we built the house that I grew up in. My father laid the foundation and he contracted to others. And I still remember my mother at the wheelbarrow mixing the cement by hand. And the basement floor had to be poured, and that was in a form. Yes, I grew up with this whole concept of laying the foundation, not even realizing what I was experiencing. So, as the impression spreads, all things are set moving toward its realization. Every living thing, every inanimate thing, and the things yet uncreated are stirred toward bringing into being that which you want. See, that's why you don't have to worry about the how. Can you bring my tissues? So several years ago, I had this very clear, and I didn't necessarily share it with anybody, but it was, in my head at least, that I wanted us to be live streamed. And once in a while we talked about it, but we didn't put a lot of focus on it because we had no clue on the how. All I was hearing was, it's very expensive. I said, okay, it'll happen. And it's, it will happen. I just don't know how. But I just kept coming back to that. And then one day, someone by the name of Alex walks up to me, and he says, we have to start live streaming. Well, he didn't say it that way. Sorry, Alex. And of course I said, no, absolutely not. And it's like inside I was doing little cartwheels. Yes! I didn't have to know the how. All we needed to do as a community was to have that intention clear enough that the universe, in this case named Alex, could respond. Do you get that? It was a few years. And it was perfect. And now we're live streaming. So the clarity and the passion and the purpose that you bring to it, then, that's part of the science. It is so simple. Okay, so all force begins to be exerted in that direction. All things begin to move toward you. The minds of people everywhere are influenced toward doing the things necessary to the fulfilling of your desires, and they work for you unconsciously. So that gets back to the people around you, those that you think should change. The thing is, as you change, their experience of your energy, again, they either shift themselves and are supporting you, or they will leave your life and they will create then the space, the vacuum, for someone else to come into your life who will support you. And think back, how often has that happened? Happens a lot. Okay, so again, do you see that there's a science to it? And it's not rocket science. It's very simple. It's going back to the basics. This is what I want. This is my vision. Who has a vision? How often, have you written it down? Have you been specific with it? Do you go back to it every day? Now, sometimes people come up with very long visions, and as you delve more deeply into your vision, you will get that specificity. It's good to revisit it every now and then. And you might get discouraged. Oh gosh, you mean I have to read it twice a day? That's 2 hours. I don't have. No, just put on the postcard. Delve deeply, get specific, and then, do your Cliff Notes. Carry it around in a card. Sitting in traffic, don't lament, oh my goodness, I'm not moving. Look at your card. Keep programming it. Like live streaming the service. Just keep programming it and keep that energy going. And then it might be somebody next to you in the car rolls down the window and say, hey, I got $1 million, you want it? And it could happen. It could happen. Remember the program Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or whatever it was that somebody went around knocking on doors giving out $1 million? Could happen. Okay. So, Waddles brings it all together. There is a thinking stuff. Very technical term, stuff. In public speaking, people cringe if you use that word, thing or stuff. It's not specific enough, but this has a capital S. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. Imagine, it's like, oh, I have no clue. I think I'll draw on the thinking stuff. And a thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Right? If you're thinking of making cookies, probably it's not going to be quiche, is it? Probably not. Unless you're especially creative, okay? But if you put chicken on a grill, you're not going to pull steak off, are you? So all the thinking stuff, what is it that you're focusing on? That is what's going to show up, and it's going to be imaged by your thought. Not mine, not your neighbor's, your thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be creative. Anybody ever work with clay? Oh, come on, everybody has worked with clay. Were you not in kindergarten?
It tastes good.
My mother kept my creations forever. When she died, it's like they were still in the dresser drawer. But yeah, because the clay itself, notice it's the blob, it's formless, right? Until you form it. And I've thrown pots, I think that's the term, worked with a wheel to create. I mean, it's just this blob. That's the formless substance. And then you're creating, and you're creating it through your thought, through your image, right? I could not create the vase or the bowl without having the thought of what I was creating. And in order to do this, man must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. So again, remember I said, don't compete, cooperate. Even if somebody's in the same business or has the same goal, work together. You'll be doubly prosperous, triply prosperous. That's a new word, triply. Okay, so he must form a clear mental picture of the things he wants and do. With faith and purpose, all that can be done each day, doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. Okay, so this is the science. Science is specific, isn't it? It's clean. And even it's like, anybody have a huge dream? Huge, yeah, huge. So what can you do in 5 minutes? 5. That'll take you a little closer to that huge dream. You know the expression, or the question, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You know, while I was at convention, I was sharing one of my dreams with someone. And in all, wanting to support me, started to tell me that I had to start thinking small. See, I have a global vision. You know that. I am transforming the world, one thought, one word, one action at a time. That is my personal vision. Everything I do is toward that. And I'm talking with people from around the world. Unity is everywhere. And I'm sharing what I'm creating with one of my classmates. She lives in Johannesburg, South Africa. And I'm told to think small, to think only in my backyard. You know what happened to my energy from, yeah. And I said, no. That was that person's way to reach her dream. And as I went through the week, not only the people that I interacted with, but I called my prayer partner, didn't happen to be there, and it wasn't even anything she said. It hit me. Wait a minute. That individual who wanted to be supportive and help me and give me guidance was thinking too small for my dream. So do you get it? It's your dream. It's your dream. There is a science to achieve your dream. When I offer the workshops, it's your dream, your way. Not my way. I have a lot of wisdom and experience. I understand the law, so yes, I'll offer you input. The thing is, it's your dream, it's your way. You got it? All right, so, and every moment, what can you do right now? Oh, did that thought fit? Nope. Find a new thought that brings you closer to your dream. Oh, what did I just say? Oh no, that's not the energy I want to put out into the universe. That's not what I want to attract. Let me rephrase that. Let me recalibrate what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is a reflection of my thoughts. And then the actions that I take, are they in harmony with my thoughts and words? Because how do you judge someone? Not by what they say necessarily, it's what they do. So I think I pulled this together from the beginning. There is the thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, man must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. He must form a clear mental picture of the things he wants and do, with faith and purpose, all that can be done each day, doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. So what is your dream? What is your dream? Are you willing to follow this science, to bring your dream into physical reality? Are you? I don't hear much of anything. I'm alone up here. Watch it, I'll start singing again. So are you ready? Yes. Okay, all right. That's what this summer is about. All right, that's all the programs that we're doing this summer. They're to support you. You got it? And I'm going to go over them at the end during the announcements. So now as we go into our meditation, this is my invitation to get in touch with what is it that makes your heart sing? What stirs your soul? What is the difference you're here to make in this world? How is it that you are demonstrating God's yearning to express? Let's take 3 deep breaths. Breathing in the light and the love that is God. And on the exhale, release any distress you might be feeling in your thoughts, in your emotions, any doubts. And again, breathing in deeply the unlimited power and presence of God, that creative energy. Allow it to fill your thoughts, your emotions. Knowing that all that you desire and more is yours. Releasing again any fears, doubts, concerns, any what ifs. And again, one more time, breathing in deeply. And this is the healing light and love of God. And allow that to permeate every cell and tissue of your body. And then exhale, releasing any dis-ease, any discomfort from your body. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine. Put it on the lampstand for all the world to see. So what is yours to do? I invite you to bring to mind your deepest desire. And focus on that yearning, that longing within you. Affirm to yourself, I am the light of the world. I demonstrate God in everything I think and say and do. So drawing forth, what that yearning. It's your yearning to help people be the healthiest in body, mind, and spirit that they can be. Are you here to support those who support others? Are you to share in words and music God's message to the world? Are you here to create beauty in illustrations or words? Are you here to heal, to bring joy? What is yours to do? And as you capture that image, simply ask yourself, what is the person who is already demonstrating this vision thinking right now? What is this person saying? What is this person doing? And affirm to yourself, I am that person. Know that as you dream it it is yours. Otherwise, it would not be your dream. Anything you can dream, begin that. Know that you are totally free and unlimited. So as we return to this time and this place, I invite you to capture this energy of demonstration, knowing that you are the light and the love of God expressing. Let us take that light and love, radiate it out to bless everyone within these sanctuary walls, blessing our children and their teachers down the hallway. Because you are powerful beings, sending that light and love out to the Las Vegas Valley, knowing that we are raising the vibration, affirming peace and harmony for all who live here, all who visit us. We send that light and love out throughout our nation. And where there's fear, just shining the love. Where there is anger and confusion, shining your light and love. And going out beyond our beautiful country to bless our world. Again, shining your light and love. Where there's fear, hatred, anger, feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. Shine your light, radiate your love. Where there's light, there can be no darkness. Where there's love, there can be no hatred. And know that as you reach out, you transform the life of at least one person in that moment of reaching out. And thus you are changing the world, one thought, one word, one action at a time. And again, as you return to this time and this place, let us release through song and say, I am free. I am unlimited.
I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited, there are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited, right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited, there are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited, right now. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains are unlimited. Let's take out the words. Let's just kind of scat it. Do what you feel. Back to the words. Here we go. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains around me. I am free, I am unlimited right now, right now. I am free, I am